blessed with two beautiful daughter-in-laws. My English name is Esther, and this is my story. First, I want to say miigwech for this incredible opportunity to stand before you as a keynote speaker here at She Is Wise Conference. When I first received the invitation, I was in shock. I questioned if this was even real. I actually reached out and asked to confirm because I couldn't believe it. But when I finally accepted that this was happening, I thought to myself, I deserve this. My story is real, my journey has been long, and I have fought so hard to be where I am today, and now I have no plans to stop doing the work I do for my family, the children, our people, and our culture. My story begins in survival. I am the daughter of a residential school and 60 scoop survivor. I was raised in a home filled with alcoholism, violence, and pain. Cycles of intergenerational trauma that shaped my earliest years. But the deepest wound came from my own experience of sexual abuse at the hands of my uncle, who grew me for years before the assault started. The grooming blinded me from reality that what he was doing was not right. For 20 years I carried that pain, never speaking of it, holding it deep within me. Then one day I decided to write him a letter, to give it all back to him. That moment was the beginning of my healing. It was a release, a reclaiming of my power, and a step toward freeing myself from the pain I had buried for so long. But trauma doesn't just disappear. It followed me into the relationships I chose. I found myself in a cycle of abuse. Men who beat me nearly to death, who cheated on me, who tormented me, and accusations and control. Every day I walked on eggshells, terrified of what I would be accused of next. The weight of that fear, of that constant emotional and physical abuse nearly broke me. I was stuck in survival mode, but I made a choice to finally free myself from this cycle. Not in the best circumstances, where I was nearly unalived in front of my children. That moment forced me to uproot myself and my children, escape to a shelter, and start over with nothing but the clothes on our back. I didn't know what was ahead, but I knew I couldn't stay in that life any longer. I want to take a moment to acknowledge being again. The shelter that gave me and my children the support we needed when we had nowhere to go. Living in one small room with my 5 kids at the time for 5 months was not easy. But I will forever be grateful for being again and the amazing counselor I had there. I will never forget her and the kindness she showed me in a time when I felt so lost and alone. Her guidance and how she believed in me helped me begin a part of my healing. They helped us get back on our feet and I know that without the support, my journey would have been much harder. Not long after leaving the shelter, moving into our new home, my healing truly began. It was then I started healing little girl Esther, the one who had been hurt, silenced, and neglected for so long, the one who did not know what self-worth meant, who felt stuck in a world of shame due to all my life choices. And it was in this time that I met my person. My other half, he showed me that good men do exist, that I was worthy of love just as I am, and that I didn't have to fight for survival anymore, and that he trusted me wholeheartedly, encouraged and supported me on this wild adventure. I thank Creator for aligning our paths when we needed each other the most. Sobriety was a huge part of this journey. I struggled with opiates and alcohol, using them to numb the pain I carried for so long. I was trauma-bombed, suppressed, and completely lost in addictions. But I always knew that the only way I was ever going to have a healthy life in a relationship was by being with someone who shared the same goals, the same dreams, and most importantly, was also living a sober life. On April 4, 2019, I quit the drug use. and on December 18, 2020, I quit drinking alongside my partner. We made that decision together because we knew that if we continued down that path, we would lose each other. Sobriety gave me clarity. It gave me the strength to become the mother I always wanted to be and the leader my community needed. But breaking the cycle of trauma wasn't easy. I carried the weight of what I had put my two oldest children through. The way I parented was deeply impacted by the abuse I endured growing up. I didn't know any better. I had to work so hard to unlearn those patterns, to heal from what was ingrained in me. I look back at their younger years and I miss those moments so much. And if I can go back, I would give them the mother I am today. But I can't go back. What I can do is continue being better for them, for my granddaughter, and for the generations to come. Healing is a lifelong journey, and I'm committed to breaking these cycles, to being the mother and cookum my children and grandchildren deserve. Motherhood is everything to me. Becoming a young mother shaped me in ways I never could have imagined. I was so young when I had my first child, and every single one of my children has taught me something about resilience, about love, about what it means to fight a better life. My children are my greatest purpose, my greatest blessing, and my greatest motivation, and now as a cookum, my love only continues to grow. Through all of this, I found my purpose, my gift of being the helper I am for our people and our culture. In 2021, I was a part of the Orange Abenouji movement, where we lit a sacred fire in Thunder Bay that burned for 123 days to honor the 215 plus children found in Kamloops, BC, and all the other children who never made it home from residential schools. We not only honored the children who passed, but also the ones who are still with us. As an elder came to us during this time and had shared, we must not forget to honor the ones who are still here with us, because they are the future. That fire represented truth, resilience, and healing. My favorite part of that journey was when the elders shared what the sacred fire meant to them. It made them feel at home. It reminded them of how our people used to gather a long time ago with no worries in the world, the elders and children laughing and playing so freely. This is something that we still bring to our people in Thunder Bay to this day, and don't plan to ever stop, because healing doesn't ever end, especially what has been done to our people. And in February 2022, I carried the same spirit into founding Wapshka and Incubanasi, White Thunderbird, an after-school program that provides Indigenous and non-Indigenous youth with a safe space to learn, heal, and reclaim their culture. We launched on April 11, 2022, and have since provided traditional teachings, drum making, regalia making, language learning walks, and lab-based teachings. This work is about more than just after-school programming. It's about giving children what I never had, a safe place, a sense of identity, and the tools to break cycles of trauma. It's empowering them to step into their power and to be proud of who they are and to carry our traditions forward. And it's about showing them that healing is possible, that no matter where they come from or what they've been through, that they are capable of creating a different future. I also want to acknowledge that I've not done all this completely by myself. I've always had a small team behind me to walk in this journey of running the program and helping me bring my dream to life. So many have come and gone onto their own paths, which I want to say a big chimigash to each of them, as they brought different gifts and that I learned many lessons from. And to my ceremonial family, some of who are in this very room, you know who you are. You have helped fill a void in my heart while being so far from my own family, who have been being my biggest cheerleaders while I do this work for the children and for you all. I appreciate you in so many ways. As I continue this work, I am fighting my hardest to find long-term funding. I want to expand into other schools, but it has been a struggle to find the right people who believe in the work I am doing. I refuse to partner with organizations lost in colonized and westernized systems that do not align with my beliefs. I want real change, and that begins with listening to the children, because it is them who knows what we need to do to create the good life for them and the future generations to come. I've created this program all on donations, and just only recently I've been making way with getting approved of grants, which took 3 years to finally get approval. Standing here today, I am living proof that healing is possible. I am not just a survivor, I am a mother, a partner, a leader, and a Okechita for change. I have fought through my darkest moments to be here, and I will continue fighting for my children, my community, and my people. As I come to the end of my presentation, I want to leave you with something special, something that speaks beyond words. I will be sharing a slideshow of my journey, a collection of moments that have shaped me, that hold the laughter, the pain, the healing, and the resilience that words alone cannot always capture. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but I believe pictures hold even more. It holds a story, a feeling, a truth that lives beyond time. In this slideshow, I will also be sharing the work I have created for the children, the teachings, the culture, the projects, and the experience we have shared in our program. You will see their hands creating, their hearts learning, and their spirits connecting to who they are meant to be. These moments are not just memories, they are the future we are building together. As you watch, I invite you to see not just my story, but the strength of our people, the beauty of resilience, and the power of reclaiming who we are. Chimiglash. Crunch.